Good evening. Thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. Let's get started tonight. Well, murder charges have been dropped against a man accused of killing a Spokane Valley toddler. Doctors told investigators 19-month-old Azalea Jones suffered severe injuries last August, which could not be easily explained. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk joining us now after he spoke with the county prosecutor about what led to the decision. Kyle.
Well, 19-year-old Mickey Brown was arrested last summer. The sheriff's office says he was watching Azalea when she received those fatal injuries. The case against Brown fell apart because the medical examiner ruled the toddler's cause of death as undetermined.
Azalea Jones's family says the 19-month-old was their own little rainbow. Last August, she was rushed to Sacred Heart, where doctors discovered severe injuries. Her brain was bleeding. She had abrasions on her chest and knees, as well as bruises. Doctors told deputies the injuries could not be easily explained. Little Azalea died 3 days later. Her mom's boyfriend, Mickey Brown Jr., was charged weeks later with second-degree murder. He was watching Azalea that day and told detectives she had a seizure while he was giving her a bath. He said he picked her up and ran to his brother's house, but tripped and landed on top of her. Deputies didn't buy the story, and Brown was charged with second-degree murder last September. His bond set at more than $1 million. Then last week, Brown was released from jail. All charges dropped. The case against him crumbled following a report from the Spokane County medical examiner.
The medical examiner's findings were that the cause and manner of death were undetermined.
Both medical examiner and chief medical examiner came to the same conclusion. Azalea's cause and manner of death were undetermined.
You can imagine the fertile ground for a defense lawyer to stand up and in closing argument or in a motion before the judge at halftime to say, hey, even their own experts agree that they can't tell.
Brown's family told KREM 2 he was released from jail on April 20th. They believe he was detained illegally and are in the process of filing a lawsuit against Spokane County. Azalea's family gave KREM 2 a statement saying, in part, "We need and deserve to know the truth of what happened to answer all the questions we have and just want justice for Azalea. Until that day, we will celebrate her life every day and keep her memory alive in everything we do. Azalea has touched so many lives and is loved and missed by so many. Our lives have been forever changed."
And prosecutor Larry Haskell says the charges were dismissed without prejudice. That means if new evidence comes to light, charges could be refiled since there are no statute of limitations on murder charges. In the newsroom, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Kyle, thank you so much. A former Fairchild airman pleaded guilty to multiple sexual assault charges, including 2 assaults at Manitou Park from earlier this year. A judge sentenced Devontae Hardin to 16 months in prison. He was also dishonorably discharged from the military and will have to register as a sex offender. In an investigation by the Air Force Office of Special Investigations and Spokane Police Department, Hardin emerged as a suspect to additional incidents, including another assault in Spokane, one at Fairchild Air Force Base, and another in Poulsbo. Now tonight, Beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. New developments on the trial of a former Idaho State Representative. Aaron Von Ellinger found guilty of rape this afternoon after he was accused of raping a 19-year-old State House intern at his apartment during the 2021 legislative session.
Victims can be believed, and that it is important to reduce barriers for victims in coming forward. I think it's incredibly important to show victims that you can come forward and that you will be believed.
That's the prosecution speaking about the message this verdict sends to victims of sexual crimes. The jury deliberated for roughly 11 hours before finding the former lawmaker guilty of rape. The jury also found him not guilty of forcible penetration. After the verdict was read, the judge ordered Von Ellinger to undergo a psychosexual evaluation and also called for an investigation. Now a conviction of rape means Von Ellinger will be required to register as a sex offender. He faces up to life in prison for this conviction. His sentencing's been set for July 28th. Firefighters had their hands full with a difficult fire inside a seed silo in Spokane Valley. That fire started around midnight at Spokane Seed, and firefighters worked long and carefully into the night. The biggest concern was the amount of dust in the air. It's because it is extremely flammable and even potentially explosive. Crews were eventually able to safely transfer the non-burned contents to another silo while firefighters got the fire under control. There's a new candidate in the race for Spokane County Sheriff. Wade Nelson, a longtime Sheriff's Department veteran, is running against Under Sheriff John Knowles. Nelson announced his run in a Facebook post. He worked for the Sheriff's Department for more than 20 years in a number of positions. He most recently served as a detective. For more on this story, go to KREM.com.
We were almost sold out last night, and we'll be sold out this weekend, and we'll be sold out next weekend, and we'll be sold out in the middle of the week.
With just 2 days to go until Bloomsday, hotels seeing their highest guest capacity since the pandemic. Doubletree and Davenport hotels say guests have been arriving throughout the week, but today was when they were seeing the most guests arrive in town at once. The Doubletree has been fully booked because of both yesterday's Paul McCartney concert and Bloomsday. For all 5 Davenport hotels, capacity has been running between 75 to 90% full this weekend. Now, these hotels are happy to see capacities like this once again. Both hotels say this weekend is just the beginning for them to a busy spring and summer. For example, in just the next few weeks, guests will descend on Spokane for Hamilton on the Broadway show, Gonzaga University's graduation, and Mother's Day celebrations. In about 10 minutes, we'll have more Bloomsday coverage and what you can expect for the race. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text the word night to 509-448-2000. We'll send them straight to your phone.
With the 72nd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Abraham Lucas, tackle, Washington State.
And that's pretty much says it all. A dream scenario for WSU offensive tackle Abraham Lucas, as he was picked 72nd by the Seattle Seahawks today. Sports director Brenna Green joining us now with more as the media got to speak to Abe tonight. Brenna.
Yeah, he is an Everett native and said tonight that he grew up a Seahawks fan, so just a storybook moment for Abe. He was taken in the 3rd round by the Hawks and is the Hawks' 2nd offensive lineman selection this draft. Abe was a right tackle in college, while Seattle's pick yesterday, Charles Cross, was a left tackle. Apparently, the Seahawks draft room erupted in cheers when they submitted the Lucas pick. Abe did not allow a sack all season in his 477 pass blocking snaps for the Cougs last year. Naturally, he was also named a first-team All Pac-12 player for his efforts. He was rated the Pac-12's best pass blocking offensive lineman and the 3rd best pass blocking offensive lineman in the country this past season. The moment the Seahawks called Lucas and picked him was a blur for Abe.
Oh, man, I don't even remember the names. I spoke to like 6 people within the span of 30 seconds. But the message was, hey, we got the 109th pick in the 4th round, but we're going to pick you right now.
The Seahawks also drafted edge rusher Boye Mafe of Minnesota and running back Kenneth Walker III with the 40th and 41st picks, respectively. UW corner Kyler Gordon also went with the 39th pick. As for tomorrow, WSU corner Jalen Watson is expected to hear his name called. Max Borghi is a little bit more questionable. Back to you.
Brenna, thank you so much. And in other kind of sports-related news, Bloomsday is this Sunday, and you haven't heard about it already. And I'm sure a lot of you have the question of what the weather is going to be like for that day. Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo joining us now with more on what runners, walkers, and spectators could expect this weekend.
Oh, it is going to be nothing but beautiful as we get into Bloomsday. Let's do this quick so we can get there. Temperatures right now in the mid to upper 40s, 47 here in Spokane, and 41 in Coeur d'Alene, 36 in Sandpoint, 49 in Moses Lake, and 53 over in Wenatchee. So yes, it's a pretty mild evening, and yes, we've gotten rid of most of our moisture, but that doesn't mean we're done with it. We have a big storm moving through tomorrow, and that thing hits in the coast right along the Oregon-Washington border and dives to the south. We are going to see showers move through, especially in central Washington. This is kind of the perfect scenario to get some moisture in central Washington right where we need it. And that's going to arrive tomorrow, but by Sunday we clear things out and we're looking at a beautiful start to Bloomsday, maybe a little bit of patchy fog as we kick things off, But all in all, things are looking quite nice. Overnight, we fall down into the 40s. By tomorrow morning, it's rain and temps in the 40s. It is a dreary kind of start to your Saturday. By the afternoon, well, it doesn't warm up much because of all that rain.
Jeremy, thank you so much. Tracking national news tonight, Oklahoma's governor expected to sign a Texas-style abortion ban in the coming days after the state's Republican-led House approved the bill yesterday. The legislation prohibits the procedure after cardiac activity is detected, usually around the 6th week of pregnancy. Lawmakers also working to approve another law to ban all abortions with a few exceptions. Both measures allow private citizens to sue abortion providers for up to $10,000. This comes as the U.S. Supreme Court considers a Mississippi case that could possibly overturn Roe v. Wade. The court's decision is expected by the end of June. Well, take a look at this intense video. A semi-truck with a flammable load exploded after crashing into another truck on an Ohio turnpike. This video was actually caught on surveillance camera by the Ohio Department of Transportation. Officials say no one was injured in the explosion. And that was KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. But don't go to bed just yet. Our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, you just saw him right there. Well, he is also pulling double duty by giving us a preview of the Bloomsday track. We're back in just 90 seconds.
I'm taking the storm tracker to different microclimates around the region. I'll show you the why behind the weather where you live.
The KREM 2 Storm Tracker, sponsored by Finlay Jeep.
To say the things they never got to say.
I just want to go back and touch the wall and say goodbye.
Inland Northwest Honor Flight is a nonprofit that takes local veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials built in their honor. Grounded for over 2 years, Honor Flight is taking off again, but they need your support.
I just want to thank the Honor Flight. I really appreciate it.
Be part of the journey and donate today. It gives to those who gave everything to us.
Salute to Service is in partnership with the Kalispel Tribe of Indians and Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
Hold on to your napkins, cheeseburger fans. DQ is taking taste buds for an all-out flavor ride with the new signature stack burger menu featuring 5 mouth-wowing cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. Like the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 amazing premium sauces. And the spicy flamethrower stack burger with, oh, hello, jalapeno bacon. So tell your taste buds to buckle up and try the new DQ signature stack burger menu today. Get it delivered at DQ.com. DQ, happy tastes good.
KREM 2's Jeremy Legoo is taking the Storm Tracker out for a joyride.
No, I'm not. I'm taking the storm tracker to different microclimates around the region. I'll show you the why behind the weather where you live.
The KREM 2 Storm Tracker, sponsored by Finlay Jeep.
Welcome back. As runners prepare for the big race this weekend, we want to make sure that everyone knows where to go to pick up their race bib. This year, you'll line up for the race by bib number instead of last name, gender, or age. So starting today, you could pick up your race packets, including your race number and other Bloomsday essentials at the Bloomsday Trade Show at the Convention Center. You can also pick up your packet tomorrow. The trade show opens at 9 o'clock in the morning. It will stay open until 6:30 in the evening. Now, important thing to note, on Sunday, packet pickup is only for out-of-town participants, so be aware of that timeline. Now, this year's participants are required to know their race number in order to pick it up. To find that race number, look on the email receipt or use the Bloomsday lookup form. When picking up other entrants' race numbers, you will be required to provide your name and phone number as well. Now, of course, a lot of preparations go into running the race, but what about the route itself? With Bloomsday right around the corner, our own Jeremy Legoo actually checked out this year's race course and is bringing us a preview of what to expect.
Bloomsday has been a Spokane tradition since all the way back in 1977. Get this, since 1986, some 38,000 people have run it every year. But a fun fact about some of those runners to me is that there have been 80 people who have run every single Bloomsday. It's time to run. The first mile of Bloomsday winds up being pretty flat, but pretty soon after that, you come up to the steepest, longest downhill of the entire course. And for me, that's a perfect time to kind of let my legs loose and get going. It's a half-mile long at a 5.3% grade. From the bottom of that hill, it's uphill from here. Latah Creek marks the bottom, and then you're running uphill for a little over a mile. And in my head, this is one of the hardest sections of the course. Almost a full mile later, and still running uphill. To me, the prolonged duration of this uphill is what makes it pretty hard. Spokane Falls Community College is a great thing. It marks the halfway point of your Bloomsday run, and starting from here, you get a bit of a downhill that you're really going to want to take advantage of. Hope you enjoyed the downhill, because here comes Doomsday Hill. On paper, not that daunting. Just less than 3/4 of a mile, it's only 152 feet of elevation gain. The thing that makes Doomsday so crazy is the fact that you can see where you're running to, all the way up there, and it's almost a mile away. All right, we're getting close. Couple of tips. You're running a big hill, smaller steps than you think you need. Tiny little ones take less energy. And don't be afraid to walk. After all, we're out here for fun. See, not that bad. Time to kick it up a notch. Running Broadway is kind of torture. It simultaneously feels like the home stretch and really, really long. You can see your stoplight that you're gonna turn onto way off in the distance, but yet here you are pounding pavement on the last little bit of this very long run. Bloomsday is now just 2 days away. So it's time to get out and enjoy the city in its full bloom and take to the streets. It's 7.5 miles of running all over Spokane and seeing some of its wonder. So if you have running shoes, a stroller, a wheelchair, or just want to walk, now's the time. For me, it's heading to the finish. We'll see you there.
I'll take your word for it, Jeremy. I think I'll stick to cheering on the sidelines for this year. By the way, be sure to tune in to KREM 2 at 5 and 6 this Sunday for our special Bloomsday coverage.
And by tomorrow afternoon, you're gonna think I'm full of it. Tomorrow afternoon, you're gonna say there is no way Bloomsday is gonna be dry and in the 60s, but trust me, it will be, following a cold and wet Saturday.
Next Extra, Keanu Reeves is back as John Wick, Robert De Niro getting a big honor, and all eyes on Top Gun 2. All the headlines coming out of CinemaCon. Next Extra.
Coming up next. KREM 2 News is sponsored by Bath Fitter.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
More than a dealership, Findlay is community, and our community is growing. Findlay is proud to announce the Findlay Jeep Superstore is now open. Findlay has the only standalone Jeep store for hundreds of miles in any direction. Save now during Findlay's grand opening Jeep celebration event. Receive 0% financing on select 2021 and 2022 Jeep models. Inventory is limited. Don't wait. For more details or to view current inventory, visit the Findlay Jeep Superstore in Post Falls at the I-90 Autoplex or online at findlaypostfalls.com.
Want to win a big pile of cash in May? You'll have your shot at the Kootenai River Casino in Bonners Ferry with midweek hot spins, tournament Tuesdays, and weekend double hot spins. You could qualify for our May Super Progressive Jackpot. We also offer $99 midweek room rates in the Kootenai Falls Lodge or $119 for a Riverview room. And those include breakfast for two. Book your May getaway. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
I'm Sharisha Danaretti, an infectious disease doctor at Harborview Medical Center, UW Medicine. When we're thinking about trying to end this pandemic, we really need everyone to have the best immune response possible, and that's what boosters can do for us. The vaccines work very well at preventing severe disease and death, but sometimes that immune response decreases over time. And by getting a booster dose, you literally boost that immune response. Don't wait. If you're eligible, get that booster.
It's time. Time to set your eyes free. Free from limitations in your vision. Free from glasses and contacts. Free to see your best and be your best. It's time to smile. Smile is state-of-the-art laser vision correction, or LVC for short. Smile is easy on the eyes. It's bladeless, flapless, and effortless.
Contact Empire Eye Physicians today to learn more about Smile, the new alternative to LASIK.
These past few years have been difficult ones. People we know, love, and care for have been deeply affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Our community has been fortunate to count on the Hispanic Federation. The Federation has built a lifeline of care and support for the most vulnerable amongst us. The pandemic is not over, and neither is the Federation's work. Everything is possible when we act and work together. Please join me in supporting the Hispanic Federation. To learn more, visit HispanicFederation.org. Hispanic Federation, taking Hispanic causes to heart.
Welcome back. We got a lot to look forward to when it comes to our forecast this weekend, even though, Jeremy, Saturday, kind of not so much.
Now, Cody, here's the way this one works. And I really believe that this is the best possible forecast because on Saturday we should all be relaxing before Sunday's big run.
Okay.
And what better way to do it than with showers? It's a rainy and cool Saturday, but we do have some warmer days on the way and a perfect Bloomsday. Seriously. When it comes to Bloomsday, we've seen everything. We've run the gamut when it comes to weather. 47 degrees was our coldest high temperature on a Bloomsday. We have actually recorded snow. The warmest? How about 81 degrees? We've done that twice, just like the coldest, and on average, about 65 degrees. And tomorrow is going to be about as average as, not tomorrow. Sunday is going to be about as average as it gets. In the morning, 43. By the time you get to 10 a.m., we're in the 50s. That's when most of us are going to be kind of pounding the pavement on mile 5. By noon, up near 60 and climbing as we head through the afternoon. All in all, not too terribly bad. Right now, we set at 47, and temps are actually going to be about there for much of the day tomorrow. We are in the mid to upper 40s right now with a little bit of moisture now moving out, but the moisture that moves out opens the door for the moisture that moves in. We're going to see some showers start early in the day tomorrow, and those showers will take us through the middle of the day, eventually becoming more scattered in the afternoon and then clearing out. We build in a quick ridge of high pressure. Now, the difference between Sunday and each and every one of these days where we've had these scattered showers that just keep us nice and cool is that we build in that ridge of high pressure. It's a weak one, it doesn't last long, but it's enough to kind of clear out the skies and keep us from having one of those kind of cool, dreary days. So as temperatures start out near 40 tomorrow and only climb to near 50 in the afternoon, that's right, a lot of us will struggle to even get out of the 40s. I think if we hit 50 here in Spokane, it's kind of a kiss and then we're done and we move on. It's that kind of cool tomorrow. But keep in mind that as we get the rain, we need the moisture. We do. We really, really do. And there are more chances of it as we head through the next few days. Today, kind of dismal. Tomorrow, very good. Monday, pretty good. And Sunday and Tuesday are on the other end of that spectrum. In fact, we've got a series of storms moving in. But as we move through it, here we go, 7-day forecast. We get a bit of everything. I really do think Sunday is just about as perfect as it gets for running Bloomsday. Monday, a few more showers move in, partly cloudy Tuesday, and we are looking at the return of 70-degree weather by the time we get into the middle of next week. Really, this is the start of spring here in Spokane.
2 charbroiled patties, bacon, and melty cheese, dressed in sweet and tangy Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. Respect the drip for just $3.49 with our latest charbroiled double deal. Bite into the new Gold Digger double cheeseburger at Carl's Jr.
Welcome back, Bill.
I'm here for some new tires.
Well, you're in luck. It's our tire savings event, so now's the perfect time. Tires a little worn down?
Why would I do that again? Worn down, exactly, worn down.
Exactly.
Right now, during our tire savings event, buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
Alcoholism and drug addiction are very treatable with evidence-based therapies. Colonial Clinic, a Spokane outpatient treatment center, can start patients in treatment the same day they call. We've been solving addiction problems for individuals and their families for over 3 decades. Through closed group therapy, clients advance together with their common experiences toward a healthy lifestyle. We offer addiction treatment, mental health counseling, and now medication-assisted therapy for those who need it. Call for a free consultation. Colonial Clinic. Call today, start treatment tomorrow.
Amazing sunrises. So much to explore. Getting that heart rate up.
Hello.
And cooling down. Every minute becomes a lasting memory. In Lakeside Coeur d'Alene,
I don't think
you'll
we
run out of
should,
vacation before
because
you
we're
run out of
talking
things
about
to do.
somebody who died in the first thing.
Find countless ways to play and get away at visitcda.org.
Where hope finds help. Where courage
Yeah, thank you
meets
for mentioning it.
conviction. Where makers make fans. We are KREM 2, part of a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of Inland Northwest, where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with KREM 2.
To have a truly great career, you need to be with a great company. Now's your chance to go be great at AutoNation. Go to jobs.autonation.com for endless career opportunities. Work at America's largest and most admired automotive retailer that's driving towards $35 million donated to fight cancer. For industry-leading benefits and a great work experience, visit jobs.autonation.com now and go be great.
For just $3.49, you can get 2 patties, sizzling bacon, and melty cheese, dripping in tangy sweet Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. That's a lot of gold for just $3.49. Bite into the new Gold Digger Double Cheeseburger, part of Charbroil Double Deals at Carl's Jr.
Now, your Northern Quest Sports Desk.
Welcome back. The number 11 ranked Gonzaga baseball team got a win tonight against LMU 5-3, but this game was much bigger than what occurred on the field. Tonight was the Zags' first contest back at Patterson Baseball Complex since associate head coach Danny Evans passed away from cancer this past weekend. They had an 8-second moment of silence before the game started for Evans, who wore number 8. The field also had a tribute to Evans painted on it, and the whole Gonzaga team wore number 8 patches. An emotional day and week for the Zags, who lost one of their own.
It's emotional, it really is. But these kids have done a great job of just battling through and trying to stay focused. And everybody's different, and they're going to respond a little differently in a situation like this. And we're just trying to stick together and power through it.
Now switching over to WSU News, 2 transfer portal notes today. Sharpshooting guard Tyrell Roberts is the latest Coug to put his name in. Overall, WSU has had 6 players go in the portal, but the 2 other big names that have gone in are F.A. Abugidi and Noah Williams. Roberts started 31 games for the Cougs last season, averaging over 11 points per contest. WSU's guard situation is concerning right now as their point guard Michael Flowers graduated and Williams left this offseason, as I noted. As well, another note, WSU quarterback Victor Gabalis just put his name in the portal this afternoon. He helped lead WSU's comeback, or near comeback, I should say, against Central Michigan in the Sun Bowl this past year. Him and Xavier Ward were competing for the number 2 QB job behind Cam Ward all spring camp. And finally, the Chiefs' season came to a close tonight as they fell to Kamloops 3-0 in the first round of the WHL playoffs. Kamloops won the series 4-0. Spokane only scored 3 goals the entire series. That's it for sports.
Brenna, thank you so much. And still to come, Tom Sherry, by the way, back in Spokane for Bloomsday. And he's actually been helping us out by providing you some Bloomsday coverage. Coming up, we'll be sharing some of his moments next.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get 25% off after spending $25 when you order online. Order now at papamurphys.com.
When you drive a Honda, the adventures go on and on. Follow your adventures with the rugged power of Honda. The brand owners are calling the most fun to drive. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, late for a meeting.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
When you've been seriously injured, choosing the right legal team is the most important decision you'll make. Craig Swap & Associates is a top personal injury law firm for one reason: we win.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured, our team of winning attorneys is here for you. We'll review your case for free and start working immediately to win the compensation you deserve. Craig Swap & Associates, one call, that's all.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Women are living longer than ever before with Kisqali when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in postmenopausal women or in men with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
At the Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale, save up to $150 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the fan favorite cowboy pizza right now at papamurphys.com.
Well, you can see we have a special guest right here. He's hanging out with us for Bloomsday weekend as well. Guess who else is hanging out with us?
Oh, the beloved Tom Sherry is back on special assignment.
Yeah, he was helping us cover things for today.
Yeah, and you're gonna love this. Here's a few clips to end our newscast from his coverage so far.
Now straight knees,
Straight
king
knee-
of the world.
King of the world is, hey, Matt Santangelo right there, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't get that one. Come on, over here. We're running because, you know, it's Bloomsday. It feels good in my waist area. Go beltless. Well, that's my favorite way to go. Take a sad song and make it better. There we go. Jeremy Legoo right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look, he's handsome, isn't he? Which are going to be fabulous. To you too. Thank you.
I didn't get to see any of that because I was on the other end of the expo. That was amazing.
It was awesome seeing it live.
Yeah, he is the greatest. That man, there's nobody better.
And I gotta say, he said Jeremy Legoo. Here's Jeremy Legoo.
Wow. All right, here we go. One last look outside before we send you off. Temperatures on the rise as we head into the weekend. Ooh, beautiful Bloomsday.
We'll see you later, guys.
Thanks for watching KREM 2 News at 10, where there's more to every story.
Why did I think to call the doctor's office after our visit?